Good morning, everybody. Chris with Clutter Reduction Junk Removal in Southeast Florida. We are headed to the dump right now with some of the stuff that we had from our couple of jobs in the past, and it's been raining every day, so anything we get, if we don't have time to get rid of it before it rains, it kind of ruins it. So most things, once they get wet, we don't really mess with anymore, and it's unfortunately probably going to keep happening all week, and it's really going to happen in the summer. So our disposal fees usually go up in the summer, and today is supposed to be like yesterday, where it's only supposed to rain like once or twice, and it rained like all day long. So we'll see. You never really know with Florida. But after this, we're going to be giving an estimate for a realtor that we know at a 55 plus community. I think they just need it done sometime between like the end of May and like June 21st or something. So we have some flexibility. Not that I think it's anything crazy. And then we have a job at 12:30 for a repeat client. I don't know how much it entails, but I want to go there with the empty trailer in case it is a lot. You don't want to have to turn away anything because you're full, or overstack something and risk it potentially falling or, you know, causing damage or something. So a couple of things going on, and we'll see how wet we get. All right, we are back from the dump. Cost me $22.68 for 1,080 pounds, so about half a ton. I did get a new sticker because this is a new truck, so I waited in for that. And I didn't realize that with the new truck, I was going to be, my tear weight is 11,140 pounds. That's a lot. My other truck was like, I think 95 or 9,600. So an extra almost 2,000 pounds in weight. I don't know what the tear weight is on this. I could probably do the math. I think the guy said it's like around probably 7,500, give or take, or 8,000. So now we know roughly how much we weigh. But the next step is the estimate. So we just got to the estimate, deciphering if it's going to be first floor or not. We think that these are the first or the second floors because they have high windows on both sides. And then these are the first floors because you have a kitchen. So we'll see if we're right. The realtor should be getting here any moment. Tanya, how's work been?
Slow.
Hasn't been that slow.
Oh, it's picked up, but it was a little slow for a little bit.
What are we here for today for?
We're giving an estimate on a house clean out today for a realtor that we've worked with in the past, that we knew from a networking group. And you know, this is where random follow-up comes into play because we, you know, just checked in with him, and based off the last check-in we did, we got a job pretty much within a few weeks, and then we checked in with him again and we just got another job within a few weeks. So staying in, she's trying a lot of stuff out her car. Staying in contact with the people you network with is important because harmless to them, they do forget about you if they don't use you all the time. And so staying in contact just to check in, say hello, congratulate them on an accomplishment you maybe saw on social media, gives them the reminder that you're there and available. And if you're doing that enough, you're gonna time and time hit them at the exact moment that they need your services. So that's what happened here. So hopefully we book it.
So exactly what Tanya said. We heard from one realtor that it's kind of slow in May right now with a lot of the real estate. So I basically just messaged like 5 or 6 realtors that I know and I said, hey, just kind of checking in with you. We heard things are kind of slow. How are you doing? This and that. And then it's as simple as that. It doesn't have to be a long conversation. It's just a check-in.
Tables here.
Jesus, right. Just give me a second.
Yeah, take your time. Patio table. Washer dryer. Big glass top.
Almost looks like a hidden closet. Almost looks like a closet, like a secret.
It's the main bedroom. No? Weird.
these are the items. Let's light switch out.
Found one. Just a little bit in here. Interesting spot for that. Makeup stand. Huh, much bigger closet than I thought it was going to be. So, not a whole lot in here. Ooh, paper towels. We love paper towels. Very nice. Hopefully they're there when we get the job. Linen closet. Queen bed on a regular frame. Nice and lamp. Dresser. Big old mirror.
That painting, and whatever this painting is of this face, which maybe it's in this room.
None of the couches are sleeper sofas. We are assuming everything goes on our work. Standard kitchen. Ooh, yay. Lots of dishes. You gotta love people on their set of like 50 dishes. That's nice. The good news is this is a lot of donation though, so it's easy. Oh, look, more china. Empty. Yeah, hit me with them pots and pans, waiting for it.
Is this her?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
With different colors in the
Yeah,
picture.
so that one stays,
Okay.
and this one stays. So really, just a couple, so the majority of the stuff would, so here's what we're trying to get from you. Get an estimate of all the stuff that would have to go, and then obviously, if the buyer buys some of the furniture.
This is probably the sleeper sofa. Yes, it is. Always gotta be in a bedroom. At least has a double door. That's cool. Let's see what's in here. Nothing crazy. Okay.
Is this built in?
Sounds like it's not a lot. Probably not. We'll see if it goes though. You wanna ask Paul really quick?
Well, he said if it's built in, then
It stays.
built in.
Okay.
If it's not, then it goes. That's what I'm asking.
It looks like it is just because it's hooked
Locked.
around the
Yeah,
clock
that's what I
mounting.
said.
Alright, so this room's pretty straightforward. I know it's nice that it has like a double door because that's a sleeper sofa.
Oh, it is a sleeper sofa.
Yeah.
Bathroom.
I like all the paintings. She's got some sass. More paper towels and toilet paper. This job's looking more exciting by the minute. AC filters probably stay with the apartment. And guest bedroom. So, oh, you know, I did not check the drawers on the other bedroom. Let's assume they're probably all empty though, or full. Maybe, I don't know. So, guest bedroom, nightstand, dresser, rocking chair. Why didn't none of these things have flights? So, not a ton. Minimal bagging fees. Oops. Alright, that's pretty much everything. Let's start calculating. So what I kind of do with these, as you saw in my notes, is I go room by room and think, okay, cubic yardage / how much room is it going to take up in the truck? And then I calculate it that way, and I'll just add everything up at the end. That way I'm not looking at like a whole room or like a whole house and I get overwhelmed and start to lose track. So I'll look at all this and say, okay, figure 1, 2, 3.5, 4, 5, 6 yards, give or take. And then You know, in here we have a bagging charge. You guys may not have that, but we have a bagging charge. But not a lot of it here to bag, but it will take up probably about a minimum pickup, so about 2 yards. And then that's probably just like 1 or 2 trash bags. So I would basically group these two in the bathroom into one bagging fee. And then this all gets charged by volume, and I'll do that for every room. And then when you're dealing with realtors, ask questions. Hey, does this go? Does that go? Is there an attic? You know, is there a basement? Hey, this is attached to a wall. I'm not going to take this off and risk damaging the wall. You know, hey, I want to confirm, is this in the bedroom going? Hey, there's a bunch of jewelry in the nightstand. Do you know if the buyer's kids already went through that or not? So just make sure you cover your bases. You ask questions. That's their job, is to make sure everything goes smoothly. So some nice paintings though. So we are gonna run home, grab something really quick, and then head off to our 12:30 job. All right, we just pulled up to the next job. This one's an actual junk removal, repeat client. And because the houses aren't super far away, we kind of have to block partially somebody's driveway, no matter what. So I just told Tanya, I had this idea that I think would be good for marketing, which is if we have to block a driveway, even if it's just partially or all the way, go knock on the door, just be like, hey, my name is Chris with Clutter Reduction Junk Removal. We're helping your neighbor across the street declutter. Just want to let you know we're partially blocking your driveway a little bit. If you need us to move, just come out and shout. We'll be happy to do it. But by doing that, number one, you're being kind of polite and saying, hey, just a heads up, we're going to block you so you don't walk out surprised. I'm like, what the fuck? Number two, you're marketing yourself by saying, we're decluttering your neighbor across the street. So now afterwards, they can go over and ask their neighbor, hey, how was that service? How much was it? I have some stuff I need. So it's kind of like doing a door hanger, but in person.
Yeah.
And you're not being rude by blocking their driveway if you need to. So we may try that one day. Maybe not right now because it's hot out and I just want to go do this. But one day we may try this. Let me know if you do something similar. Hi. Sorry to bother you. We're doing junk removal. We're working across the street, but I'm on the tail end of your driveway. So if you need to leave, just shout and we'll back up for you.
Okay.
I'm not really blocking you, but we're right there.
Don't want to make it hard for you to back
Yeah,
up
if
at
you
all.
guys need to leave.
Okay, which house are you working
Across the street, 65,
in? The pink house?
42. Yep.
Okay, he has a lot of clutter.
Everyone has some.
Okay, thank
All right.
you.
Thank you.
We might start doing that more often and start blocking driveways on purpose.
The only guy that was the cover.
Well, not as much as I thought it was going to be. It's literally just these couple of tables here, which are all metal. So we'll get those scrapped, throw away the glass, probably just charge a minimum pickup. We have one more coffee table, and that'll be it for now. We are adding a chair, so we might make it to 1/8 of a truck. All right, we are back at, when did I get sunburn? What the heck, Jesus. Back at the house, pretty much in a discounted 1/8 of a truck. That little chair he added, I thought it was gonna be like a lazy boy like recliner, to be a little bigger, closer to a yard, and it's not. So, kind of just picked a number in between, and then he gave us a $30 tip anyways, so basically could have charged the original price. Yeah, pretty much it for today though, unless something else comes up. But we're gonna go to the gym, and then tomorrow we have a late job that's probably gonna be a little bigger, and then Friday we got a senior living facility job I didn't think we were gonna get. I quoted her half a truck. She wasn't thrilled about it. She was like, is there any way to discount it? And I was like, not really. We're already not charging you for time because it's a long ass walk. And she's like, okay, well, you know, when can you do it? And I said Friday at 11. She said, oh, perfect. And to me, that's like verbal confirmation of like, it's good. And towards the end, she was like, okay, so I'll let you know. I'm like, let me know what? She's like, if you're gonna do it. I'm like, oh, now we already passed that step. So she emailed me at like 9:30 at night. I'm like, what is it people just assuming like you're awake at this time? I don't know. Of course I responded though. So we are gonna do that Friday at 11, half a truck. It should be pretty straightforward. Probably take us an hour 15 minutes with the walks and the trips. But you know me, I like to be efficient, so we'll probably try to find a way to make that faster. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So the realtor we were talking to, he's gonna forward that estimate to the siblings. That was the house that the mother had passed away. So everything in there. The other realtor, I think, is keeping a couple of the small decor items, but for the most part, all the furniture is going. So we gave the quote based on if everything was still there, which is something I recommend to customers and even realtors. Like realtors, they kind of know, but I'll usually, like, as you're telling me, yeah, you know, the homeowner or the kid or whoever, they might keep a couple of things. And I said, okay, I'll give you a price for everything, and then I'll give you a price of like 75% or 50% goes, and just to give options. But at the end of the day, I always make sure to reiterate that it all depends on how much stuff is here. Like, you might remove a bunch of small things and you may think the price is going to change a lot, but it probably won't. If anything, you might be knocking off like 1 cubic yard, if that, if you take a bunch of small like decor items. People think like, oh, like what if I take the TV, is it less? Not really. The TV is like not even in my price. If you want to take this couch though, yeah, I'll knock it down a little. But it's just something I like to reconfirm with people. Just say, hey, I understand you may want to take a few things, but in our experience, a lot of stuff ends up not going. If it does, great, we recommend it. But just know this price is for everything, and then, you know, we can kind of do a percentage if we do half or 3/4 or whatever it is. So just something that we like to do, just to give options and make sure there's clarity and transparency, all that fun stuff. So we'll see. It would be for something like kind of mid to late June, so we won't really know about it for a while anyways. Would be a pretty cool job to get though. A lot of interesting things in there. The paintings, I think some of them may be worthwhile. So we will see. But that's going to be it for today, which I'm not upset about because it's currently 97 degrees outside and the weather says it feels like 102. And it's 1 o'clock right now. So this is like around the time it's like getting to like its hottest. So I'm not upset that we're missing a little bit of that. So that's going to be it for us. And I'll see you guys next time.